All right, welcome back, guys. This is instant reaction, or not instant, but reaction to Warriors Timberwolves. The Timberwolves beat the Warriors 102 to 97 to take a 2-1 series lead. Uh, yeah, took back home court. Obviously, Steph's hurt. He's not expected back until at least game six if it goes back to game six. But yeah, man, you want to just start us off? I know we have a lot to say
Yeah, I mean,
back and forth throughout the game, but
yeah, we're talking during the game. I mean, this is a tough game to lose just because it was kind of the formula you want to win is exactly the formula that happened,
yeah.
and you still lost, with tough. I mean, you definitely could have got more out of a couple guys. And Draymond he didn't have the best game. Pods was missing a lot of shots. He did some little things like rebounds and stuff, but I think he shot like 1 for 8 or 1 for 10. Like as a starting point guard, he's getting 30 plus minutes. You need a little more on offense from that. But I mean, I guess the bright spots were Jimmy and Kaminga, but I mean, you still end up with the loss and no Curry. It's just, I mean, as a Warriors fan, I'm pretty scared to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you have?
the formula was, I mean, you have to win at least one of these two home games, because I guarantees a game six back in Golden State, which is what talk has
Mhm.
been around Steph and his potential return. So now it's gonna be hard. Like you said, that was the one we needed, especially just the game script in terms of how we were gonna win that game. It was going the way, we would have liked it to have gone. I mean, we had like a 7 point lead at this like close to the start of the fourth with about like 7, 8 minutes left. But
Mhm.
yeah, man. I mean, it just sucks, as a Warriors fan, because now, I mean, kind of desperation. I mean, like you said, we got a lot out of Jimmy. Obviously, we got a lot out of Kuminga. Kuminga had some really just great spots, pressuring the rim, attacking the rim,
Mhm.
generating some great points.
Yeah.
But it's just tough though because I mean, that should have been the game we took. I mean, that's the game we needed, and just the formula. I don't know how sustainable what we're doing is going to be. Just because you saw at the end, like we were able to, obviously our defense kept us in it, but then at the end there, you just saw we just didn't have enough offensive firepower. Just, Jimmy started to
Yeah, it
cool
was just
down. He
stagnant.
wasn't hitting. He was
Yeah.
short on some of his jumpers. I mean, he missed some layups where I thought he tried to draw a foul where he could have just went up, but same with Kaminga, and I mean just the turnovers, and our offense just ran out of gas at the end there, which is just tough. But so
Yeah,
not
I
looking,
agree with.
but obviously if we take this game four, then going back 2-2, potentially Steph returning game six, still hope.
Yeah, there's still hope. It's game four. I mean, I guess they took it back. You can say it like that.
Yeah,
Ant had a pretty bad first half, but went crazy in the second half. Julius Randle was to be honest, I did not think Julius Randle was that good at basketball, but he had a great game. Kudos to him.
part of that was Draymond
But
though. I thought with Draymond getting in the foul trouble, he had to change his
yeah, yeah,
approach
yeah.
on how he was guarding them and stuff like that, and I mean it kind of led
hmm
to just Randall being more aggressive and stuff, but that's part of the game, but. It's unfortunate.
I, I mean, they played good defense. It's just Minnesota's role players. It's not like they did much either. So it's like I don't know. I just if this happen next game or like now if Nas Reed has a game or McDaniels, it's like fuck, like, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a game. Dante didn't even have a game. It's just this is a tough loss.
Yeah. I mean, it's just tough. I mean, like you said, we had it. I mean, going into the fourth, felt confident. Our offense just, I mean, just fluttered at the end there. Just let's just get into some little things now, nitpicking and just, you know. But what do you just think of Pod's play, throughout the series? I mean, obviously we were talking just about him super highly at the end of the regular season because of his play, and I don't think it would be fair to just, because I don't think his play's been good at
And
all on both sides of the court, especially defensively. Um,
I know defensively he's getting
yeah,
like you've been mentioning that, and I've been paying a little bit of attention. But I mean, I guess it's like, do those little things he do, are they really like enough to play him the warranty? And like we talked about, it's not like they have much. There's a lot of combo guards or guard play, but it's like Pat Spencer, he's a point guard too, but he's not really a point guard. So
yeah,
there's just a lack of guard play, so you kind of have to play him. And he is a great rebounding guard, but it's like he's taking these middies that are just like. I don't know. They just never feel that good. And then
Yeah.
his defense, which was always supposed to be something that like is super good, he still takes some charges. It's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought particularly in game two, his defense was horrible. I thought his rotations. I mean, that part of it is like what led to that run at Minnesota or like we were down and then we came back in that run in the third quarter and then Minnesota scored like eight straight in a minute. And part of that was just
Hmm.
odd rotations. I thought him getting beat off the dribble and his turnovers too in those spots. So that was another tough spot too, just going back to game two where I thought we had a chance when we were coming back. But yeah, and in this game it's tough. Like you said, I mean, he's getting good looks from those mid-range shots. Those should be like those I mean, those just have to go in, you know. But
Yeah.
they just aren't. And I mean, just looking at the stat sheet, he was 1 for 10 from the field, 1 for 4 from three. I don't know, it's gonna be tough for us, especially with just Steph down. Just everyone has to just the offense has to come from somewhere. It's just hard if he's gonna shoot like that. Because he was getting good looks. He was getting a lot of like some of them were like corner and wing wide open threes too, and he just wasn't making them. So those are the type of looks that we have to have when our shooters get them, like Buddy or Podge. I mean, especially if it's just wide open, like
Hmm.
we're gonna need them to hit those if we want to stay in these games and win them. But yeah,
I had a little small detail that's I don't know. I thought at the time it was like maybe it kind of messed up the game, but I mean, I understand it is early in the fourth quarter. Jimmy got like a 1 or 2 minute break, and
yeah,
then he subbed right back in. But I don't know. I'm Steve Kerr. I could be wrong because hindsight, but I think it was like a Kaminga led lineup. I would have played it like maybe 4 or 5 minutes just to see if Kaminga could like just to give Jimmy a real break. And I know we saw that then. That's hindsight. Like he looks gassed, but I don't know. In that moment, I trusted Kaminga to like I don't know. Whenever he had the ball, like early, I just felt like he can get wherever he wanted to. He can get a bucket. But it felt like Steve Kerr was just more like he even said in an interview like he wants to play Jimmy like 48 minutes. Like he's scared every time he's not on the court.
yeah,
But I think I don't know. And I remember in that fourth quarter, I think Kaminga got like a foul call on Conley. And then it's like, okay, let's just play through Kaminga for these 3, 4 minutes without Jimmy. And then he subbed in and they kind of like Kaminga's still like he had a like cut, but like he didn't really get the ball. He was kind of standing in the corner where I just would have gave Jimmy that rest and then put the ball in Kaminga's hands. But what do you think about that?
yeah. And I remember we were talking about that. Like it was noticeable. Just it didn't like nothing was flowing through him. They weren't running anything through him in that fourth. Um,
Hmm.
and I mean, you know my philosophy. I like it. Like I would like playing my stars as much as I can, especially at Jimmy Butler,
Hmm.
like, just Jimmy's archetype, you know, and
Yeah.
bigger wing defender, bigger wing player. Um, so it's like, so I like him to be out there as much as he can. But like you said, hindsight, just looking at what happened, you know, obviously it looked like he was a little gas or like really gassed out there. Didn't have his legs
Yeah.
fully, maybe. So I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I definitely would have like you said, I think they should have tried running just more stuff through Kuminga in that fourth quarter. Because it's just, other than
Hmm.
Jimmy, like we were talking about this during the game, like he was the only one generating really good looks, whether it's for himself or for someone else, you know, just by pressuring the rim. Especially when he was left on these islands on the wings, one on one, like he was just getting to the rim
Yeah.
whenever he wanted. It was either a dunk or a
Hmm.
layup or a foul. And I mean, just if they just
Hmm.
continue to put the ball in his hands more, and I don't know if it has to do with trust or, like you said, because they put Jimmy back in, probably just running it through him because he's out there. So
Yeah. It's not like they weren't like Kaminga got the ball a good amount, and I think whatever the coaches did good, but it's just I don't know. I would have put a
I
little more
I I,
trust
I think maybe one of the things is because I mean you saw that turnover he had like where the game
late.
wasn't totally out of reach with 2 minutes left, but like the Wolves were really I mean they just scored, and I think it was like
You're talking about the strip where he got stripped?
yeah, and then it led to the
Yeah,
Gobert.
that was bad.
Like I think
Yeah,
it's
that
moments
was
like those where it's like, not, I
yeah.
don't want to say they don't fully trust it, but it's just like he has those moments a lot, and it just, you know, and
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's
we talk about Kuminga a lot. Like that's my favorite player. And it just seems like I mean, and not in a bad way, because I remember last week I was like, he's unplayable, all that. So,
yeah,
but it's like it seems like Steve Kerr doesn't have the full trust in him. And it's like, but like this is a time where like Curry's out, you need to play him. So it just feels like it's not like he loves it, but he has to play Kuminga, you know? And then
yeah,
good for Kaminga because he did deliver. Like whatever, he had that late turnover, but I think he had an A+ game. Even defensively, he was had a good couple good. He had a good block. He was actually engaged, and I don't know. It just if Curry does come back and whatever, say we get the series out, it just hopefully Kaminga's someone I just or I have a question for you. Do you think Kaminga, like say Curry comes back, could he be like engaged on defense and like fully engaged if he's like because he's fully engaged now because he knows he's going to get 30+ minutes. He knows
Yeah.
he's going to probably get 50+ shots, but it just doesn't seem like he can be that like maybe get 8 to 10 shots, 25 minutes, and extremely good defense. Do you think he can do that?
I think it's tough because, like, you know how I was about to mention this. You know how you just mentioned how we were talking about him being unplayable a couple weeks ago, and
Hmm.
I mean, it's really just because of when Steph's out there, the type of offense that they run. I feel like he's just really
Yeah.
unplayable in, just everything's running through Steph.
Yeah.
Just you need one of the reasons why, like, Kerr loves pods and like Gary Payton, even though Gary Payton doesn't have as much as offensive upside as some other players we have on our team. Like Kuminga is just because the read and react and the decision
Yeah.
making that they get on the fly, obviously being a connective piece in that motion offense with Steph,
Hmm.
like just the cutting, just everything that goes into it because everything's flowing around Steph and it's to get Steph the ball. But and they play so well in it,
Yeah.
the other guys. So I think that
That,
if Steph comes back, it'd be hard. I definitely think, I
mhm.
mean, maybe you can kind of like merge both of them, and when Steph's not on the court, you run things more through Kuminga and you just let him loose. But then they've been just in these games, like when we were ending the season, every single game was important. They just weren't doing that. Kuminga was getting all those DMPs and stuff.
Yeah.
But so I think it's tough. I definitely, like you said, he had a great game and just the offensive spark plug. He could be just if he is engaged on defense and stuff like that. Obviously his athleticism just gives him a great advantage and stuff, and it helps us tremendously. But I just
Yeah.
I don't know if I really see them playing him or leaning on him that much if Steph comes back. But just because of
Hmm.
the style of their offense, but and how they feel
Yeah. I
fitting into all that. But
I
like I
think
don't
Steve
know if
Kerr
that
even
his
mentioned it. Like,
upside, like you said, maybe I don't. I just his upside. I just don't. It's just kind of gets diminished. Because even if he's fully engaged on defense and like does everything right on that,
yeah.
it's like he just doesn't. The processing for the read and react just isn't there like some of these other players, and it really can stall the offense at times and lead to just turnovers or just our offense stalling and just not getting to the flow. So I don't know. I don't really see it, but
Yeah. I think Steve Kerr mentioned it, like it's really two different teams, like with Steph and without
Mhm.
it. So like you see even this game, like he had a couple, I guess, good defensive moments, but like GP2, it's like he's so good with Steph, but without Steph, he's just kind of
Yeah.
like he gets those little slips, and that's like literally where he feeds the little slips. I guess he'll get the corner trade ball, but with Steph, it's like he'll get the slip, he'll get a little dunker spot. But without Steph, it's like he's kind of just offensively, he's just no benefit at all. He's still I think our best lineup he was in it where it was Pods, him, Jimmy, Kuminga, Draymond, which is kind of nasty because spacing wise, but in the first half, that's kind of what won us, or not that won us the half was just they're just everywhere defensively. So
Yeah.
do you think next game they'll lean on like a fully defensive lineup, athletic Kuminga, Jimmy lineup, or do you think they'll do some like, or they'll definitely mix it up, or do you think they'll try to focus more on spacing with maybe Buddy Hield and maybe even put in Moody or something?
I think they're gonna stick with the defense. Um, Maybe if
Yeah,
it gets to a point where they really need just shooting or whatever desperation point. But I mean, 'cause just the way our roster is constructed, the only chance we really have to win these is our off defense. We're a defensive led team, and
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've had like the number one defense by the rankings since the All-Star break, post All-Star break with Jimmy, and I mean that's what we're
Hmm.
just gonna have to lean on. And so I really see them sticking with that. I feel like that's the formula. Like
Hmm.
you said, I mean, credit to Steve Kerr because like with Steph going down, like you said, it's like a really completely different team. Like he's had to change the whole style of how they play, and everyone's had to kind of do that on
Steve
the
Kerr's done a
fly.
good job.
Yeah, and I feel like that's
Yeah,
where you really saw like he was kind of testing things out in game two. I really think because especially since they
yeah,
already
yeah.
won game one, they stole home court. Kind of, I think they were really trying to
Mhm.
just test things out and just le and just try to win this home game, which is why it's so hurts. Because you saw everyone was engaged. We were leaning on the home crowd. Everyone was engaged defensively, and
Hmm.
I mean it was there for us to take. That's why it just hurts so much. I mean we're gonna have to just really do a good job to take this game now. But I feel like it's gonna be a similar game plan. If it isn't though, I mean we'll see. But I think it's just gonna be more or less of the same. Lean on our defense, have those defensive lineups out there, try to generate
Hmm.
just enough offense to stay in the game. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
And then Jimmy, I mean, yeah, the whole thing, and then it was, yeah, Jimmy closed it out.
yeah,
And that's why it's tough. I mean, hopefully next game you get a little, I mean, that's how I guess to look at the bright spots. Maybe you get a little more from Pods, a little more from Draymond. Um, you're probably not gonna get much more from Kuminga or Jimmy. Like they really balled out. Um, I don't know if Post is really playable in this series
yeah,
or Moody. They seem almost unplayable, which is too bad because they had their moments before like the postseason started where like, we're gonna rely a lot on Post, we're gonna rely a lot on Moody. But it seems like they're just not really ready for the moment.
yeah. I mean, it sucks for the Moody part, just him being in this slump, or just he just can't hit anything. Because I think he'd be really
Yeah.
just great piece. Just
Yeah, he'd be
he'd be
perfect.
crucial. Like, yeah, he'd be nice playing this series. But I mean, if he just can't hit his shots, I think the confidence is kind of just not there right now either. It's kind of getting to the
Yeah.
point where he's like unplayable. And I mean, you see that he's not really getting minutes like that anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, because he would theoretically be a perfect spacer, but
Ah,
wing, but he's still shooting it, and it seems like he's just not hitting them, which is just very unfortunate. And
yeah.
even I mean, no one Buddy Hields, I think he had a really bad shot that we talked about, but I think he had a really good game to be honest. Just defensively, he did have some timely buckets. I think they're gonna lean on him a lot next game as well.
Yeah. But I mean, our defense just because of how good it is, it keeps us in the game. I mean, we could easily win this game four, especially with it being at home. And I mean, I think you see it
Hmm.
just because I know Ant had a really great second half, and especially in the fourth, he did his thing. But we've done a really good job just pressuring him, making him seem uncomfortable,
Hmm.
especially on these drives where he's really having to think about what he's doing. We're making him uncomfortable, especially when he's kicking it out, and we're really forcing them to generate just tough shots. And
Hmm.
I think that's like we talked about the only formula for us to win. Just our defense, just rely on our defense and just kind of just do enough in these offensive moments. That's why when we get these open looks, I mean, we just got to hit them,
Hmm.
whether it's a wide open corner three from Pods, or Buddy. Like we can't if Pod shoots 1 for 10 again. I mean, we're just not going to win. I don't think just because the type of looks he's getting, and it's just if he's shooting 1 for 10 with those type of looks, it's just we're not getting the offensive production that we need.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's why, like I'm still worried. I think we're gonna be in every game just because of how good our defense is. And you just need to, yeah, hit timely buckets. Like I mean, knock on wood, but I don't see us just getting destroyed just because of even without Steph, we still have the best defense. And then we do have Jimmy, which is, someone who we can rely on. And I guess you just need to win one of these two games, game four, game five, preferably game four.
Hmm.
So if Steph, because it seems like Steph hopefully will be back game six. If Steph's back game six and healthy or somewhat healthy, then I don't know. I just have faith that you can win those game six or game seven. But
Yeah.
it
Uh,
just sucks because we talked about it. I think they could have won like four or five with Steph.
yeah, I mean,
You
I
know what I
think
mean?
I'm one that I don't like just saying. Like I know someone yesterday was
Hmm.
talking to me. It was Kevin. He was like, I think if Jordan Poole was on our team instead of like so and so, like we would be 3-0. And it's like I'm not the type that's like you just insert a player and it's like, oh, you
Yeah, yeah,
automatically can win. Because like there's so much that goes into the game. It wouldn't be the
yeah,
same type
yeah.
of game if we had Jordan Poole, and you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's like
Hmm.
I don't think you could automatically say that. But there are certain players where it's like
Hmm.
I do think we'd be 3-0 if Steph was playing. I think yeah,
Yeah,
I'm willing to admit that and say that. Um, but so that it
but
definitely,
that's a theoretical.
huh?
I said, yeah, I know what you mean. Just theoretical is like you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you can't, but
Can't
like,
do anything about it.
but I think I've seen enough from both sides of the ball, like both teams, where I'd be confident that we'd be 3-0 if Steph
Hmm.
is healthy. But and I definitely feel confident we'd win this, like you said, in like 4 or 5 games, minimum,
Yeah.
or at the most six, minimum six. But it sucks because I mean that's not what's happening. So hopefully, I think this game four is a must win. I think. I mean, if we go back down 3-1 to in Minnesota, obviously, like you said, we just have to win one of them. But just being back in their home crowd, I mean, just
Hmm.
the way we're talking about Steph coming back, I mean, they obviously know this too, you know. And I'm sure
Hmm.
Minnesota would just want to close out the series as early as they can, and they don't want Steph to come back, whether or not he's fully
Hmm.
healthy or not. Or so I think this game four is going to be super important. I think we need to win this in order to stay in it. But
Kind of switching topics still on the Warriors with, Kuminga going off and like a game without Steph and just him being a free agent. Do you see any scenario where he comes back to the Warriors?
no, I don't. Uh, I mean, I just don't think we have the money. But I don't know.
I
I don't.
just,
I haven't. I mean, I know we just extended Jimmy, so I mean,
hmm
this thing has been going on for a while. I know. Didn't Kaminga reject an
hmm
offer he gave him earlier in the season? That was this year, right?
Or I think before the season, yeah.
It was before, yeah, but it was going into the season, right? So,
Yeah,
I mean, I just think there's going to be other teams that are going to heavily. I mean, because
for
is he restricted though? I don't know his whole contract
yeah,
situation.
so they can match it, but it's just I don't know
I
if I
just,
if the if I think with this game right here, like before his market was going down, but I think literally just this game right here, he's probably gonna get 100 million
yeah,
from let's say like the
the Nets.
like and shout out to him because these two games just before this, like I don't know, he was almost screwed, but I think he has basically $100 million from either the Nets or a bad team like that, and it just wouldn't make sense for the Warriors to match it. But at the same time, it's like losing Kaminga for nothing is just, I don't know, that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Just
Yeah.
because next year you run it back with the same team, it's just an older team. Um,
But I think,
you know what I mean?
but I think doing the Jimmy trade showcased that they're just willing to do that, and that's what they're going to do, you know? Um,
Hmm.
they're going to just, because like you said, I don't think if we're going all in with this Steph, obviously we're going all in with Steph as much time as he has left. Like Kuminga just doesn't fit into that style, and I don't think if we're going on a championship run, he'd really fit into that offense and just the team construction. And it just seems like
I
with
agree.
especially
That's
with
why
that Jimmy trade, they're just going in that direction, and it's like, yeah, I don't like you said, if he gets a big bag, I don't see them matching it. But,
I think they'll try to sign. I mean, the best case scenario is they just sign and trade him, get something
yeah.
of value like that can fit. I don't know what exactly. Say we lose this series, like what like what will we need? I don't know if we need a big another scoring punch. I'm not 100%. What do you think? Say we sign and trade Kimmy, what or get a free agent? Like what? I don't know how much. We probably don't have much money because we have Jimmy and Curry. But
Yeah.
like, what would we need? Do you think?
Well, something that just comes to my mind that I think would just be a great fit. I don't know how realistic this is, but just Cam Johnson. But I don't know.
Shooter, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how realistic that is, but other than
I
that, I
think
mean,
it's.
I feel like it's tough because I feel like we do when Steph's healthy, we do have the pieces.
Hmm.
Like I think we really do have a really good team built around Steph, uh, but Jimmy and Draymond. It's just like I mean,
Hmm.
if our other surrounding pieces are just gonna play the way that they've been playing, I guess. I mean, part of it's these last 2 games has been without Steph, so that can contribute to it too, though. Then I mean, it's just gonna be tough.
Hmm.
Like I think we have the players. It's just about them being more consistent. And obviously, I'm not
Hmm.
saying they have to be consistent to a high level. They're role players for a reason, but just consistent into just playing into the system and what we've seen them do countless times this season. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. I mean, maybe we get like a mid-level, like a big, but I don't know. I don't really see. I don't know what's out there that we can really get that help us. Like I think what we have is just we got to roll with it. But
Hmm.
Why? What do you
It's
think it
tough
is?
because um me I don't know how it's probably not especially with how good the Pacers are, but you can get Miles Turner, but I don't see them getting Miles Turner
I think
because
remember
I know
I was talking about that all the way back in like 2021. I think before he got
yeah
that extension, I thought they should have pursued him heavily, but I think at this point, just that's already far gone. Like, I,
yeah. Cam Johnson, I think the Nets have enough money where like it wouldn't they don't even need to sign and trade Cam Johnson because they can. I know the Warriors can match it, but I mean, if I think that they have like 90 million, if they give Kuminga like 40 million, like I see zero chance the Warriors match that.
yeah.
Um, Cam Johnson, um, I had a because I know the Heat are interested. If they could somewhat we put, on this is it's crazy theoretical, probably not going to happen, but if we can do Kuminga picks and Moses Moody, because I don't know, if we can get Bam, I
Hmm.
think that would be very nice. But I mean, that's like a dream. Just because I don't know, he hasn't done much with the Heat. His offensive game isn't like that, but he still has. I don't think they're trading Bam, but
Well, I mean,
uh,
that'd be like a dream fit to be honest. But
like the defense with Bam, Draymond,
Mhm.
and Jimmy with
And like Bam can space the floor, and
yeah, and catch and he in the USA team he plays well off Steve Kerr's
yeah,
low
I mean, he
offense.
just
He
gives
loves
like his defense is all world elite, and then I mean, he does
yeah.
give you that just like consistent floor
Hmm.
on offense that can turn into some type of just great ceiling too. But I mean, that would be a dream. But I don't know, like you said, how
Yeah,
realistic that is.
it's
Because it
probably not.
also depends
And
on
I
what
just,
you do this season, off season too. But uh,
and I feel like the Heat like say they whatever. I don't think they will, but say they put Bam on the market. I don't know. It depends how high they view Kuminga, but I just think he'll get a lot. Like I think he would get a lot of interest, and maybe Kuminga is viewed that high, especially with these playoff games. But I don't know. It's just turning back. It's just tough because I don't know this year seems like a perfect opportunity if Steph doesn't get hurt to get that fifth championship with Dallas is a little banged up. The Lakers aren't as ready as they are.
mm.
Um, who else is there? Phoenix, whatever was bad, but
And
like
I think we
even
match up better than like I know the Nuggets beat the Clippers, but I think we there's so many things we could take advantage of the Nuggets
yeah,
on
the
offense or
Nuggets,
on
yeah.
their defense and their offense. I think our defense could give them some problems too. So just that matchup. I mean, they still
Mhm.
would have to beat OKC, but like you said, I think this was a favorable year to go on a run.
Yeah. The Spurs, I think, will have a another leap next year and be actual playoff team, and even maybe championship contender. Who do they get, depending on who they get.
And a lot of
But I,
these teams you're mentioning too is like not that we don't take the regular season serious, but it's like especially with a lot of the older guys we have, it's like you can see it's just like
yeah,
not there on the day-to-day, game-to-game
hmm
basis just because, 82 seasons long, just the
yeah,
careers they've had. It's just like these younger guys. Like you see with the Thunder, one of the reasons why they had a historic season is just, I mean, all their guys are young. They're just there every
mhm.
single game. And I mean,
Even yeah, you see
like
that with the Cavs this year. Yeah,
yeah,
like in the playoffs, they're just not
yeah.
as good. Rockets, another
I think
example.
it'll be tough. But we'll see. I mean, this year's not done yet, so we'll talk about
Yeah, I
that.
still have hope.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, we were easily in that game. We're easily going to be in this game at the very least too.
Yeah,
Just with our defense, we just need to lean on the home crowd.
yeah,
Hopefully, hopefully we do get just a lot more production from pods on offense, especially.
Mhm.
Um, maybe I mean it's a home game, so you never know. Maybe just Moody, if he does get thrown into some minutes, he can have some impact on offense and maybe hit some shots. I don't know. So. I still have hope, and I mean, games tomorrow, it's going to be a good game. I think
Mhm.
it's crucial we make those plays when the opportunity presents himself on offense. But
I agree.
uh, but anything else you wanted to talk about the Warriors? Anything?
I mean, we'll probably make a an actual podcast after the Warriors game tomorrow or maybe Tuesday or something. It's just I don't know. I'm a little scared, but I have trust in Jimmy. I think if we get this game too, even if we're down 3-2 with Steph, I can see us winning seven.
Hmm.
Um, our defense and I think Kuminga is just going to be important in this. Even if in the next series, maybe he's not going to play that much, but it's like with Jimmy, with Draymond, with Curry all being old. I think having, a young guy, now he has, fresh legs. I think it's, a big advantage that a lot of other teams don't have, where like I know it's bad that we kept on him on the bench, but now he has fresh legs. It seems like maybe Minnesota's legs get dead and Kaminga just takes over this next game, maybe.
Yeah, my fault. My dogs were barking, but yeah, no, we'll see. Like you said, I mean that could be a thing that plays into it. Kaminga's not, or doesn't at least seem banged up in any type of way. Seems
Mhm.
just fully energized, fully ready. So I don't know. Maybe we do lean on him a lot more this game. I mean, it's just tough because I mean he had such a great game. This game. It's like you said, this is the one we had to take just because he had that game. And
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy, it's like obviously he could have it again. He just showed it.
Hmm.
Especially because I think there is a lot less variance in his type of game and play style because just him attacking the rim,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot less variance in his type of like his.
Especially like he was getting a pretty solid whistle. If
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
getting that whistle, like it's not like he's like he was 3 for 3. Yeah, he probably is not he had some couple fake threes at the end of the game, but I mean like it doesn't he should get 20, on nights like this every game just because it is downhill,
yeah.
dunks, little middies, which is like he's been, maybe he doesn't make those, but just getting downhill. It's just you're right. There's not much variance to it. Like he shouldn't have a cool game. I guess the defensively, some games he shows up more than others, but I think he knows he gets all these minutes, so he should, he knows his contract year. He should like, and in his best interest, not even for the team's best interest, he should go off.
Yeah, but definitely just because the variance plays a big part into it too.
Hmm.
But if we get another type of game like this from Kaminga, coupled
Hmm.
with our defense and obviously Jimmy, we know what he's gonna do. We could definitely win this game. But so I mean, I'm excited to watch it. Like you said, there's that little fearful, but I mean, if we take this game, we're easily still in it, especially if Steph comes back game 6. But we
Yeah.
just gotta win this. We just gotta win this game at home. But
Yeah.
so I'm excited. Games tomorrow. But anything else you want to say before we get off?
Uh, I might on my own channel. I don't know actually. I might do a little mock draft because the little thing's coming out tomorrow. The lottery. Actually, I don't know that many guys, but I'm excited for that. I know you're not really into the draft that much, right?
Yeah, no, not for NBA.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. I'm always really into it. This year I don't know as many guys, but I'm still excited just to see where Cooper Flag lands. And then there's a couple other guys want to see where they land.
Hmm. Nice. Yep. And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. We're gonna be coming out more videos, especially tomorrow. Celtics Knicks game 4, and then Warriors Timberwolves game 4. So stay tuned.
Everyone.